STP.
Hello everyone and welcome to today's STPL. It is boiling hot in the UK again, so I have got absolutely no energy. It's 23 degrees outside and it's 8 PM. There is no wind, no breeze, and I am losing my mind. But we're here for some STPL. There's going to be some good games today, I think. I'm going to probably avoid being on camera as much as possible because I probably look awful right now. But basically, overall, we've got a pretty good series coming up, and hit 'em up. 23 in the UK is tons. You're saying it's 39, right? That's Fahrenheit, right? There's no way it's 39 degrees Celsius in Canada. No way. I'm talking about Celsius, man. But either way, yeah, what was I going to say? This is going to be the STPL format. If you've not watched it before, best of 5 all the way through up until the final, with all games being played. Set 1 to set 4, the lineups are selected in advance. All games are played at the same time. And set 5, if we make it to it with teams tied up 2-2, is the ace match. It means everyone can compete again, or someone who hasn't played in the series before. And apparently it really is 39 degrees Celsius in Canada. I'm going to check this because I do not believe. It's 26 degrees, dude. It's not 30. 39 is like a desert. There's no way it's 39 degrees Celsius in Cornwall, Ontario. Okay, let's have a look. Cornwall, Ontario temperature. It's 35. Oh my god, it's 35 degrees Celsius. What the hell? Oh my goodness. I am so sorry. Oh man. Oh, my 23 degrees feels crazy. 35 degrees Celsius. That is ridiculous. What the hell? In Canada as well. Oh man, global warming is the worst thing that's happened to us, definitely. But do you have air conditioning in Canada? Because I do not have a simple fan. I don't have a fan, and I don't have air conditioner either. I nearly said fucking the Japanese word for fan because we were speaking Japanese just now about talking about fans. It's a bit weird, but either way, the map pool for this season is Hitchhiker, Montreal SE, and the things ended because I took too long. Gonna go to the camera, but you can see I look like an absolute mess. So we are going to skip me being on camera much at all today. I've got no fan, no air conditioning, and I'm losing my mind. But hopefully these games will be enough to bring it back. Now let's have a look at our two teams. Starting us off here is going to be Valhalla team. Now Valhalla did split off from Clan Wico last week on the same day that White Clan left the STPL, but that doesn't mean their roster is any weaker. They still have incredibly strong players. They've added 2 more players as well, Yangachi and Pitbull, 2 of the best amateur Korean players at the moment. Pitbull being one of the best Zergs, Yangachi being one of the best Protoss players, and of course they've got Bishop and Cross as well. Now Bishop is one of the top 3 amateur Terrans in Korea. But in the STPL, he's not been doing as well. Bishop is a random main now, but in the STPL he mains Terran just because random is banned. And it's just overall, Bishop is a really good player. It doesn't really matter. Let's have a look at at their opponents. It's going to be SouL Gaming. Now, SouL Gaming also need no introduction, and I still haven't fixed Mighty's name because I'm a clown. We've got Shine starting us off, one of the best Zerg pros of all time. Back here again, while he's in his military service, he's part of SouL Gaming, playing for them in the STPL. Following up from him, we're going to have Mighty, one of the other best amateur Protoss players in Korea. Then we've got Hero, also known as Sexy, an old We Made Fox player, if I remember correctly. And then we've got Soma, who is, without a doubt, one of the best Zergs in the world right now, which is crazy. We have an insane lineup today, and if there are people that you know normally watch the STPL but aren't, and they want to see some high-level games, this is definitely where they want to be. Now, let's have a look at the lineups we're going to go into as well. Now, the lineups here are pretty damn good. We're going to start with a TBZ. It's going to be Bishop versus Shine. That should be one for the ages. Then we're going to have Yangachi versus Mighty in a PvP on Hitchhiker. Hitchhiker definitely becoming a bit of a PvP map in the STPL. And after that, we've got Pitbull versus Hero on Fantasy 2. Another TBZ. Terran versus Zerg fans have definitely got a lot to look forward to today. Just checking my TL event was on, and it is. And we've got Cross versus Soma in Game 4, so we should have, realistically, 3 relatively long games before we have a ZVZ, so that should be good. Now, Cross is a good Zerg, but Soma, being one of the best Zergs in the world right now, I definitely think that is going to be a harder matchup for him, but all the other 3 should be relatively close. Like, all of these players are quite similar in skill level. Shine obviously isn't as active, given the fact that he's in his military service right now, but he is a very, very good Zerg pro. Bishop, obviously, a very good Terran. I'll go into all that. I don't know too many stats about Pitbull and Yangchi and Yangachi and Mighty and whatnot, but either way, we've got a long way to go. Hopefully, we'll have a nice long evening of STPL games. Let's have a look at our first player here. Starting for Valhalla team, it's going to be Bishop. Now, Bishop is a very good random player playing Terran in the STPL. He switched to random recently, but his Terran in the STPL hasn't done too well, but he has been up against some incredibly good players. His last game was against Best. He actually beat Radley on Neo Arkanoid. That was a crazy TBT with lots of nukes going off everywhere. He lost to Spire, and he lost to J-Hook as well. So White Clan has kind of been his major problem here, and obviously losing to Spire means he's lost to SouL as well. But honestly, overall, a very solid player. Outside of the SCPL, he's one of the best Terra and random players in Korea, and genuinely just a really, really good guy to watch. And his opponent, obviously, is the bag of builds himself. It's Shine. If you don't know who Shine is, he has been a famous Zerg player for a very long time now, and he is just really one of the most creative players who has ever touched this game. He's one of the only pro players that has like proxy hatched in his opponent's main in pro games and things like that. That's why people call him the bag of builds. And he's also notorious for being the man who Hydra rushed Bisu over and over again and kept winning, because apparently Bisu cannot, or he could not, defend against Hydra busts back then. That was really horrible. So there we go. I guess we'll have to see how that goes, but let's have a look at the map they're going to be going on to. This is definitely not the map I would have thought Shine would come out for, but we are going to see Shine on Andromeda. Andromeda, a very, very fun map for TVZ. It's one of the most standard maps we have in the map pool, and honestly, seeing a TVZ on this map is very exciting to me because it's a very good TVZ map. We've had some really good games on here so far. Terra taking down Fairy, True Touch taking down Ziggy, and then Beast taking down Terra as well. I mean, that was one of the shortest games we've ever had, but genuinely, this is absolutely amazing. And it's going to be a good series, so let's get into it. It's game number 1. It's Bishop versus Shine. Okay, starting us off here in the bottom right-hand corner, it's the bagger builds himself in the pink, fighting for SouL. It's Shine. And I've got the colours around the wrong way, but that's fine. And his opponent spawning down here in the bottom left in the olive... I don't know if this is olive green, lime green, probably. It is Bishop fighting for Valhalla team. Sorry guys, just typing out my tweet. Now, Bishop, he does main random these days, so, I mean, it does mean he plays all 3 races. His Terran, especially historically, was by far his best race, and just because he plays random now doesn't mean that's suddenly changed. I expect we'll probably have a pretty standard game from Bishop. I don't think he's going to do anything too crazy. Shine, I always like to believe he's going to do something weird. Now, it looks like he is going to go for a 12 hatch here, and also Drone Scout at the same time. Now, this is interesting, because Shine is going to first scout with his Overlord. Now, whether or not Shine is going to hide another base somewhere, I'm not too sure, but we'll have to see how that goes. We don't have a gas coming in here yet from Bishop, or a barracks, because he is going command center first. Now, going command center first against a player as aggressive as Shine is very, very risky. So, he is going to be able to wall this off. This is a Ling-type wall, but as we saw in the game Terra played on this map against Beast, if you do not manage to finish the wall before the Lings come, you just die. Now, Shine gets first scout on this as well. He knows exactly what everything is by the time of the CC, and of course by the barracks. Now, how is Shine going to respond to this? Is he going to go for a third base? Yes, he is. It's going to be 3 hatch before any Lings, before gas, and he's going to look to take this into a macro game. Now, of course, the important thing is it means Bishop is going to be able to finish his wall. That means Shine isn't really going to be able to do any aggression for the time being. Although if there is someone who would go for like lurker drops or something, especially on a map like Andromeda, it's going to be Shine. So the other funny thing you can do on this map that you don't really see very often is you can take the island base as Zerg, or you can actually just drop a drone up here or in here and build a hatchery and sunken rush their natural. Now, it's very, very unlikely we'll see that here. It looks like Shine is just going to play this relatively greedy as we go through. But then again, Bishop started this greedy as well. So the greed has begun on both sides. And that usually means we'll end up in a bit of a longer game, which is always good. Now the gas is done. We've not made the decision yet of if we're going for link speed, but given the fact he's seen the wall, yeah, it's going to be Lair first. No link speed is going to be coming in here. There's absolutely no point in doing this even. Now we do have a factory coming in here from Bishop, so he is going to go into at least a 1-1-1. You can go for mech on this map. It's not a major problem. Now, I believe this is played on Andromeda 1.2. I think this was actually the latest version. I have updated the map pack and given everyone a link to it. I completely forgot that Andromeda was in the ASL, so I completely missed the ASL version of the map at the beginning of the season, but there's not too much change between 1.0 and 1.2, to be honest. Just a few mineral positions and things like that. It's not like a major upgrade like Medusa to Neo Medusa and Moonglaive to Neo Moonglaive and things like that. Now we are going to have a second factor. Oh, it is going to be a starport actually. I thought judging by the position of this, it was going to be a second factory, but we're going to see an armory. No armory just yet, unless it's in the bottom corner. Nope, not in the bottom corner. So it is going to be an engineering bay into a starport. I get the feeling we're probably going to see a dropship here. And that's pretty damn good, because the dropship on this map, very, very powerful. Although Shine already going into Hydras, already going into Lurkers as well. And this is where the bagger build starts to come into effect here, because going for Lurkers straight up means you can play incredibly greedy. It's so difficult for Bio or even Mech to push forward. Now, are we going to see a drop play coming in? I'm not too sure just yet. I think he is just going to use it defensively for the time being. But look how greedy he's playing. There's no sunken here. So this one vulture should be able to get a load of damage, but Shine's micro is insane. Speed kicks in on his lings, but Bishop is doing such a good job here to keep this vulture alive. I usually don't like using this view because it gets a bit shuddery, but it looks like it's okay. It looks like Shine does clean that up. He only loses a single drone, and he does have 3 hatcheries. Now, are we going to see a 4th drone head up to the top right-hand corner immediately? Looks like we are going to have a control tower. It's not going to be for drop, though. It is going to be for fast science facility. And we are going to see a bio switch. So it's fake mech into bio. And that's a pretty good choice against lurker builds. Now, Shine doesn't necessarily have to go for the lurkers right away. He can actually opt to put a little bit of pressure on, because when you go for 1-1-1 as Terran, you do not have that many units. Oh my god, this vulture. The vulture goes down and it doesn't see what's coming out of the base. I don't think he knows about the Hydralist in yet. He's not seen a single Hydra, and this could actually be a very, very strong time when we've got a 2nd bunker coming up here, because Bishop knows he has to hold on. 3rd bunker coming in as well. Now, that was one of his scans. He doesn't actually have that many scans, so the lurkers are in a good position. The first vessel coming out, though, is really going to help this out, and here come the lurkers. Shine is going to go for a bust here. Is this going to work? We'll have to look. Looks like we are going to zoom out a little bit. There is a tank here. The lurkers aren't all burrowing. They're actually going to clump up a lot here. They are going to be able to get the bunker, but the how is the bunker not dead? Looks like the lings are going to flood in, though. There's not many marines in those bunkers anymore, and the tank gets picked off as well, and the tank is the real power play against these lurkers. This could be critical damage here, and even though we're past the 6-minute mark, it doesn't look great for our Terran hero here in Bishop, but it looks like he's trying to hold on. A lot of the lings have gone down. He's got a tank on the high ground. His economy was pretty good off of the back of the 14cc, so although he's losing a lot of SCVs, he's still got a lot remaining. He does lose one of the lurkers as well. Now it's 42 supply against 38. This is relatively all in from Shine, so Shine needs to make more damage happen, and it looks like Bishop may have held on. He's down to 32 SCVs, which is obviously quite annoying, but it's even more annoying for Shine as all of his units have mostly gone down. Now looks like Shine going to come back in, going to try and get a lurker spine off on these already damaged SCVs. Let's see if he can do it. No kills there. Only a couple of kills. Only 1 kill actually. The lings coming in, but they are going to get pushed away. Now Shine is going to take a very good position here with this lurker. The CC is going to be forced to lift, because there's no real way of Bishop pushing down into his natural at the moment. But Shine back at home, he's going into a 4th base. His hive is on the way. He's got a spire coming on. Queen's Nest is done. And Shine is getting ready to kind of transition away from this. Now, realistically, if you were to look at this game, you would say the Zerg are super far ahead, but you've got to remember, a lot of those units that just died were not drones. So the economy of Shine is not perfect. It could be better. He could have a lot more drones at this point, but given the fact he's done so much damage, we're going to see a drone explosion coming in here from Shine, as he is just going to constantly add them on, probably for the next minute or so, just to completely clean everything up. Now we are going to have Adrenaline coming in straight away here. Bishop going for a scan. Scans the 3rd base, turn off the wrong thing, but it's all good. Now the 3rd gas is the real story on this map, because if you can get the 3rd gas, you have the power to get another 4th gas pretty easily. Bishop going for another couple of scans. He sees the fact there's a Defiler mound done. He sees pretty much everything he has to see. And the most important thing I'd say he probably notices there is the 3rd base wasn't actually full of drones. And Shine actually has a load of drones here, but oh, I thought for a second there that was a big drop coming in, and I was like, whoa. He's camping ready for the vessel, but there's no more vessels coming out. Now Shine is doing a really good job with map vision here, and he's also got a drone here that he's misrallied. Now we're going up to 5 barracks, which is, I was going to say 6, but I think that one died in the natural. Now 5 barracks means you can push out a lot of bio, and when you're on solo bases, and when you've got the mineral only, it's actually probably the best choice to go for bio here. Bio is very good on this map. There's a lot of wide open spaces that you can push through the middle of. Now it looks like Bishop might be getting ready to push forward a little bit. Now you're kind of on a timer here as Terran, because the longer you leave it, the more gas the Zerg will start to bank, and the more likely it is they'll go into Consume, which is about to finish. They'll go into Plague. And when you're up against Plague, it becomes very, very difficult to ever do any damage. Now, we do have a dropship coming up here to the north. We've got a couple of scans going down, one at the natural, or one at both naturals actually, checking for a 4th base, but 2 Scourge are actually on the way up here. I don't think they're going to get here in time, but Star Sense coming in here from Shine. Now, he still doesn't see it, which is a little bit unfortunate. He may be able to catch the dropship on its way out. But looks like Bishop is waiting for his moment to strike here. He's going to stim most likely and go in behind that. There are 2 lurkers here. If he can get on and kill the Nidus Canal, that's actually going to be pretty good, and that Nidus is going to go down immediately. There's going to be a lot of dead drones. And oh my god, the lurkers aren't burrowing. That's actually really bad for Shine here. This is going to be a ton of damage from just 7 Marines. The hatchery is going to go down. And that is definitely not a position Shine wants to be in. This is the kind of move that Bishop needs to make his way back in this game. Another drone falls. 4 lurkers are coming up here with a Defiler, but the hatchery, it's already dead. Now, can he save? Oh, there we go. It looks like we are going to have a Zerg. Zergling even. I thought there was a drone. I thought he said GG, and I was like, what? But, I mean, Shine is still not in a terrible position. He, of course, has Swarm. But looks like Bishop is going to use this moment while he knows his opponent is focusing on the top right-hand corner to push forward. But we do have Plague at the ready, I believe. It should be done by now. I think this is Defiler Energy he's getting at the moment. And with Defiler Energy, you can go for a Plague and a Dark Swarm at the same time. Now, looks like we are going to have a Swarm go down. He doesn't have enough for a Plague as well without that Defiler Energy upgrade. But he does have enough for 2 Swarms, so that's pretty good. He's going to be able to push forward. Now, the Irradiates have been pretty good from Bishop so far. He's not had a chance to use too many of them, but getting the Defiler is very good. It keeps him away from his natural, because if you guys don't know TBZ, if you get a Defiler in your natural with Swarm, the game is basically over. Doesn't matter how good you are. Like, as soon as they get to the natural, it's a massive, massive problem. Now, looks like we are just kind of keeping back here as Shine, not pushing too far forward. But we do have another Nidus Canal coming in. Look where he fit this in. He actually fit this in perfectly before the before all the creep went away. And that does give him the ability to get some units up there to help defend. Now, Defiler Energy still hasn't kicked in just yet. That does take a long time to upgrade. Oh, 2 of the vessels going down immediately there. Those Scourge were very, very nice here from Shine. But looks like there's a lot of bio. I mean, the bio does need to respect the Dark Swarm and the Lurkers, but this is a good number of Fire Bats as well, which makes this a little bit better. Now, we do have 2 Lurkers here burrowed at the top of the ramp. When you have the right upgrades, which is above +1, you can survive 2 Lurker Spines. Now, there's no +2 coming in here. We've got +3 attack coming in, though. We've got the 3rd base up from Bishop, but it's not mining just yet. We're up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 barracks. Again, still just 4 hatcheries, I believe this is, going up to 5 now. Now, oh, he killed the Ursidon. Oh, he's cursed. That's it. Okay, Bishop doing a really good job pushing up this ramp. Now, the Swarm, oh my god, that Swarm is so clutch. That Swarm actually just saved this base. The Firebat is doing its best to survive this, and it does manage to keep itself alive. But oh no! The Defiler goes down. Oh, the vessel. Why did the Scourge not go off? Okay, so the Lurkers did get taken down, but Bishop getting ready to expand up to the top left-hand corner. And we are heading into the late game here in this TVZ. Now, we do have a big drop coming in here from Shine. And this is going to be a very powerful drop. Swarm in the main mineral line is not what you want as Terran. And it looks like they had to pause again, but this is definitely awkward. One of the engineering bays does go down. The second one is not going to be able to finish +3. He cancels it. And there's actually a lurker attacking the mineral line here. This is devastating. The vessels both go down. And Shine is picking Bishop apart here. There's so many units going everywhere right now. Looks like the top right-hand base has been defended. The main is starting to fall. The 2 lurkers under the Dark Swarm have been reduced to 1. But that's still more than enough to hold on. Now, there is no more Defiler here, so these units will go down. But we could definitely see a redrop. Now, while this is going on, Shine breaks back out of his top right-hand base. And he does secure his high ground again. Now, look. Oh my god, there's no scan. This lurker, how many? 16 kills on that lurker before it died. Oh my goodness. Whew, that was rough. Now Shine moving forward yet again with some more units. And Bishop, as Edgewater points out in chat, is so unbelievably far behind in supply right now when it comes to supply depots. Now luckily enough, he did manage to secure this top left-hand base. But Shine knows this is going to be up here. Now it looks like we are going to have another drop coming in. We do have some vessels here, but they do not. One of them has energy for Irradiate. Oh my god, he's going to drop it with a swarm. Oh no, this is not good. We see an Irradiate go down immediately. No damage is going to be dealt there, but more and more Scourge coming in. The vessel's in very precarious positions, but all the Scourge get taken down. Oh man, this is such a good game. Plague on the single siege tank. Not really going to help out too much. I'm interested to find out that Bishop is repairing this already, given the fact that until it goes to 1 health, it's just going to be wasting money. I guess he just wants to make sure it survives, but yeah, it's just constantly ticking down. Oh, looks like Bishop tried to run up to the top right with some Stim Marines. They are not going to get in. Upgrades wise, we only have 2 Carapace for the ground, but we do have +1 attack as well. Now there's going to be a lot of Lings running up here with the Defiler. They're going to run straight into a mine, but this could be a massive mine drag. Nope. How did he avoid that mine? I have no idea, but he knows the base. Oh, the Defiler gets killed by the mine, and so do a lot of Lings, but these Firebats on the ramp going to make it very difficult to push up into this base, and those mines definitely helping out as well. If there was a swarm there, that was an entirely different story. So I would definitely say Bishop got very lucky. Now it looks like we are going to have Bishop heading into the top right-hand base. There's no drops going on right now. But Irradiate coming down on the Lurkers, but there's actually Lurkers. How on earth did he Irradiate this Lurker? How did he get it? It's so hard to hit that behind the Overlords, man. Now we have a lot of units coming up here. This Overlord is actually going to be splashing these Lings if he's not careful. But the vessels are in a precarious position again, so if Shine can get the right form of Scourge coming in, maybe that'll look a little bit better. Bishop, his economy is still doing pretty well. Oh, but here come the Scourge. 2 of them do connect. Both of them kill vessels. Shine is so damn good with Scourge, man. I think he's probably got the best Scourge usage in Korea. Like, he always seems to hit stuff. Like, even Sova misses with the Scourge all the time. Shine is a Scourge master. Now we've got another Irradiate coming down on this Lurker. We've got a lot of Lings pushing out, which actually kills the Medic Marine. Like, the vessels are doing so much damage, but the Scourge every time are picking some off. Now back at home, we're up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 barracks, 2 starports. We're starting to see drop play coming in here from Bishop as well. We've got 2-1, still no +3 attack just yet. He's actually going into +2 Carapace. But here we go, looks like Shine is going to try and push into the top left-hand corner. There's not much up here to defend this, and this base is going to go down. We've got more units coming in from behind, but this is 3 Lurkers, and if he just sits at the top of the ramp, this base is undefendable, and looks like the SCV is going to try and get away from here, but they are going to be running straight into Lurker spines, and so much damage being done here by Shine. There is a nice plate going off on the vessels as well, just adding insult to injury. Now he does manage to get Irradiates off on these Lurkers, so he is going to be able to kill them. Bishop's Irradiates have been absolutely perfect this game, and this means if he can get some more units up there, maybe he can hold on to the base. But we've got Shine up to 4, 5, 6 bases now, and that is incredible for Zerg. That's going to be 4 gases, 5 gases when you count the base on the right hand side. Bishop is going for the Hail Mary play, going for quadruple dropship, but look at Shine, look at the Scourge, they're coming in. He does mass drop, which means he is going to be able to save the dropships. But at what cost? Okay, that's pretty good. Now he doesn't get the... Oh my god, okay, I thought that... Oh, the Plague. The Plague on the dropship, so good. Bishop's still unable to break into the top left-hand corner. And this is so funny. When you see a Defiler just sat there, it's almost really depressing. Now, he is going to fly 4 dropships in. They're all on 1 health. If there is a single Hydra or a single Muta near any of these bases, everything is dead. And this is going to be the big main story. It's going to be the big boys coming in here. The cows are making their way into this game. It's 2 5 upgrades. The Marines do not have... Oh, they have +3 attack now, which helps. Oh, but this isn't good. This isn't good. The vessel, the dropship even, only dropping a single Marine. No, the dropship goes down, but 2 Marines do get off into the main. They see the Ultraless cabin now. And if they can, well, they're not going to be able to target that down. They get a couple of drones, but here are the Ultras in the middle of the map, and they are cleaning up house right now. But the bio is actually looking pretty strong, but it's the mix of the Lings and the Ultras that are heavily upgraded. The Vessels are actually in a big amount of trouble here. There's nothing to defend them. Vessels are slow even. Oh my god, 3, 4 of the Vessels go down immediately. Now he does eat all the Scourge, so there is going to be a drop coming into the top right hand main. But this top left hand base is still not taken. The main is mined out. The natural is almost gone as well. And this third base... It's mineral only, and you need gas against Zerg. Now here we go, another 3 Ultras coming in, immediately dying. Those are the ones from before. But it looks like Shine maybe just has a little bit too much, but Shine actually coming in here through the... Oh no, the dropship. Oh no, he's flying into Scourge. Oh no, oh he actually flew into a Spore, okay. The Scourge have done so much this game, but genuinely, this is getting quite frankly ridiculous here for Bishop. He's so far behind. His opponent has 30 more workers than he has SCVs. And that's a 5 gas Zerg. And he's got no way of pushing forward. Every time he irradiates the Ultras, they're too close to him. So they're just going to be doing damage to his own units. Let's actually zoom out a little bit to keep an eye on the full action. The tanks at the back really helping out a little bit. The Marines are holding on. But Shine is a rich man right now. He is so unbelievably powerful in this game. And there's just so many more units flooding in. You can see units coming from the top right, units coming from the bottom right. Now it looks like Bishop is getting ready to go into a position to counterattack here, but he needs to hold his base. But if he can kill enough units from Shine here, maybe he can bleed out his opponent. But the 2 Ultras is going to be able to take down these tanks. The Ultra here going to clean up the... Oh, actually the Lings are going to clean up the rest of this bio. And Bishop is finding himself down at nearly 70 supply on his Zerg opponent. And when that happens in TVZ, you are in a terrible position. Plague is doing so much damage to this army. Now Bishop is going for a big Hail Mary attack here. He's going to have to try and break the top right. It's the only chance he has. And this is just not going well for Bishop at all. Shine has played this so well. Every army that Bishop sends out is getting cleaned up. The Ultra, the count, it's just too high. And GG, Bishop taps out. Shine takes game number 1 for SouL. Okay, so that was a pretty sick game to start us off with. I do apologise for sitting in the dark again, but as I said, it's boiling hot in the UK, and I'm not turning the light on until I absolutely have to. So we are going to go for a quick break. I'll get a quick drink of water, and then when we're back, we'll go into game number 2. See you guys soon. Also, to answer the question of have Infested Terrans ever been produced, I think there was one, maybe, 1 or 2, but they didn't actually do anything. That's how it is. I think there was 1 or 2 games. So there we go. See you guys soon. STPL does. Bio TVP. Wow! You got it. STPL does. Mass Scouts? No problem. Broadcast 3 nights a week on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 2100 CEST. Fantastic casting, fantastic production, fantastic prizes. Only here on the STPL. Did you know Reavers could be this radical? How did these lings even get here? All I know is that's one dead base. STPL does. Wraiths, Valkyries, Carriers, and Corsairs. Forget about it. You won't see that anywhere else. STPL does. STPL does. STPL does. STPL does. STPL does. DT's doing game-ending damage? Name a more iconic duo. We've even got carriers in PvZ. How amazing! A global team league on the scale you've never seen before. Don't see this in BWCL, STPL does. All that and more, only on this amazing 64-bit STPL. What BWCL don't. Impressed? I know I am. Why not support us on the link below? Patreon.com/kicks. But act fast. It's a limited offer. Okay guys, welcome back. We're going to be heading into game number 2 of SouL versus Valhalla team. Game 1 saw us see Bishop versus Shine in an amazing macro game. But essentially really good players, and we're going to go into another amazing game as well. We're actually going to be heading in to 2 of the best Protoss players in Korea, at least at the amateur level, facing off against each other in a PvP. Now, Yangachi added to Valhalla team's roster this week due to their split with SouL. Due to their split with Wiko, they actually did have a few player problems, so Fuji was kind enough to allow them to add a couple of people to their roster for this week. There was a little bit of a weird thing that happened there with one of them, but Yangachi was added on Wednesday or so, so we bent the rules just a little bit just to make sure we could get the games played and everything. Don't know too much about Yangachi other than the fact he's a very strong Protoss player. I've not really seen too many of his games, so I do know a little bit more about this man right here. It's going to be Mighty. He is one of the most dapper looking players in the STPL with his amazing outfit, which makes him look like a Victorian, like, it makes him kind of look like a Victorian coal miner from the UK, but with a camera. So, I don't know, it's a bit weird. But essentially, a really good Protoss player in Korea right now. He's actually 100% win rate against Protoss, but it's only over 2 games, and the matchups were maybe a little bit mismatched. But overall, just a very strong player. And coal miners were not dapper in the UK, but essentially, like, when you look at his outfit, it looks dapper, right? It's not just me. He is actually just very handsome. But it's all good. The map they're going to be heading into is going to be Hitchhiker. Now, Hitchhiker, a very fun map. One of the more strategical maps in the STPL. And we've actually had 11 PvPs on here. That is, of course, over Season 1 and Season 3, because this was a map from Season 1. But overall, PvP on this map is really fun. Mighty has already technically won on this map, and SouL Gaming on this map are actually 1 and 4. So this isn't SouL's map, if we're being completely honest. So we'll have to see if Mighty can actually bring that up a little bit more than it already is, because SouL are kind of struggling on Hitchhiker for some reason. I'm not 100% sure why, but definitely not looking good for them. But let's have a look as we get into game number 2. It's Mighty versus Yangachi here on Hitchhiker. Can't read. Okay, the game has begun, and starting us off in the top left-hand position in the yellow, fighting for SouL, it's Mighty. And his opponent spawning down here in the bottom right-hand corner in the orange. Fighting for VT, it's one of their newer players, it's Yangachi. Now I do wonder what we're going to see both players doing in this game, because foreign PvP is a lot different from Korean PvP. Now I just want to point out that Lucky Noob has made a very a very good cheerful for Mighty. It's so good. It's the Green Ranger from Power Rangers. I can't remember what Sentai show this is actually from, so it's just Power Rangers for me. But this is so good. I love this so much. Oh, but let's have a look at the actual game. Looks like we've got both players going for a single gateway for the time being. Oh, of course, it's the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. That makes sense. Now, we've got gas coming in here for Yangachi. We've got gas coming in here for Mighty. So once again, we're going to have mirror build versus mirror build in a mirror matchup, because that's how the STPL does PvP. But that is really good. You guys seriously need to get on the bandwagon of making cheerfuls, by the way, because Lucky Noob is like carrying you all. He's making so good ones that I literally don't have any from anyone else to make one. Sorry, I'm too chobo to make them, and also it's kind of not right if I make cheerfuls because it'll be a little bit weird. I have to stay impartial. I'm the impartial observer. I'm not allowed to cheer for anyone. I just cheer for good games. That's what I do. Oh, there was no sound for sub. Thank you for, thanks for subbing, man. Proletariat. I'm not really sure why there was no sound, but... Wait, did I... I know... Oh, man, I think I messed up. Hold on. Now, it's still mirror builds in a mirror matchup. Nothing too much is changing at the moment. Just quickly, I'm going to replay the thing. Apparently, this whole time, I've not had... No, I have got Streamlabs though. That is so weird. I was like, oh, maybe I never put it on the stream, but I did. Now Yangachi building a pylon down here. We've also got Mighty building one down here. Now this isn't for a proxy, although we are going to have a Citadel from Yangachi, which is definitely an interesting build. Now, is Mighty going to go for a Robo? I don't think we're going to see a 3 gateway all in. I think we're probably going to see a Robo coming in for him, but if he doesn't go for a Robo... Ah, there we go. I was going to say, if he doesn't go for a Robo, it's basically an auto-lose. Okay, the weird thing is, Proletariat Green, your thing never even come up as a notification. It's not even on Streamlabs as a thing you've subbed, which is kind of strange. It doesn't even know about it. It's like Twitch doesn't know about it. Now this is going to be 2 gateway Dark Templar here. Now is Mighty going to feel this out by the number of Dragoons? Now could this be a repeat of Rota versus... Who was Rota against actually? He went DT and got completely countered by his opponent just being aggressive. Now this Dragoon on the high ground is going to allow him to hold on for the time being. Now Mighty does have a second gateway coming in. There is a Robo done. Is it going to be Observer first, or is it going to be Support there, or is it going to be both? Mighty is actually a little bit poor at the moment, as he has just opted to go for that second gateway and a shuttle. Now there's a probe getting ready to take a second base, most likely. We've got more and more units pushing down here. Now the units here are going to give away the fact there's DTs. Now this does mean that Mighty's going to be able to defend the DTs back at home, but he has to send all of his units back. Now we do have an observatory coming in, but by the time these DTs get to the ramp, the observer shouldn't be done yet, so they should be able to do a little bit of damage. We've got a nice amount of movement micro, which is pretty good. 2 of the Dragoons going down already. The first observer is on the way, but as long as these DTs get here quick enough, they might be able to actually break through the units. And if they break through these units, it's pretty much game over. But the trouble is, the observer is about to come out. Is he going to try and focus down the robo? No, he isn't. He's just going for the units. He wants a killing blow here. He's sending more units up. It wasn't actually DT follow-up. Oh my god, there's a DT in the mineral line. It's not going to be doing too much, but one of them is actually attacking the Dragoons at the same time, taking down some of the shields. But looks like Yangachi did not find the damage he wanted to do. But look at the probe count. It's 25 probes against 17. Yangachi is in a great position in this game. The expansion coming up here as well is perfectly timed. And given the fact he will have a lot of units here, he's actually going to be able to defend well with DTs back at home. Now, are we going to see Storm coming in behind this? Are we going to see some Storm drops? That would be another way to solidify any advantage gained by that DT push. But let's see how this goes. We've got the support mate up here, so it is going to be Reaver alongside this push here by Mighty. And is Yangachi going to be ready for it? He's going into the robo. The 2 gateways are done. But if Yangachi basically attacks this on the low ground, I think this is probably going to go badly. Let's zoom out a little bit, keep an eye on this. Now, we did see this exact situation the other day, on Monday I think it was, in a PvP. And the natural actually became a massive problem. Now, that was actually a massive scarab. Looks like this scarab is going to be big as well. And all of a sudden, Mighty is up the ramp, and I think this could just be game over. That's how it goes. If your DT push does not kill your opponent, and you do lose the DTs, you are going to get pushed, and you are going to die most likely. But that Reaver is going to do so much damage. The Dragoons are unable to engage here whatsoever. Now it looks like we are going to have them push forward. Some of the Dragoons are going to go down. The probes have been pulled as well. The Dragoons getting targeted down, but all of the Dragoons from Yangachi are dead. And all of the probes have gone down as well. And it looks like Mighty may have done it. He's 20 supply up on his opponent and the same number of workers. GG. Yangachi taps out. And Mighty wins game number 2. Now, as I said, I'm not going to go back to the camera for me that much, but basically that was a pretty sick game. Really cool PvP. Unfortunately, the DT attack, the DT expand was maybe a little bit too greedy, didn't have enough units back at home, and really losing those 2 DTs actually may have lost him the game. He should have targeted down probes. He didn't. The army of Mighty got too big too fast, and the Reaver cleaned it up. But let's go for a very quick break. When we get back in a few minutes, we're going to go into Hero. It's Hero versus Pitbull, or Sexy versus Pitbull, depending on how you know him. So see you guys in a couple of minutes. Toss a coin to your content creators, oh Valley of Plenty, oh Valley of Plenty, oh. Toss a coin to your content creators, a friend of humanity. Okay guys, welcome back. We're going to be heading into game number 3 here. Now starting us off, a Valhalla team is going to be the newest addition. It's going to be Pitbull. Now Pitbull actually joined the team on the day of the game. There was a little bit of a mess up there, but depending on the outcome of the game, I'll explain what happened and what may happen depending on the outcome of this game specifically. But Pitbull, a very strong Zerg player from South Korea, one of the best current amateur Zergs out in South Korea, which is a very, very good title to hold on to. And if we have a look at their opponent, starting here for SouL, it's going to be Hero. Hero, also known as Sexy, was an ex-We Made Fox pro gamer. Didn't play too many games professionally, but was still a member of the team. I believe he actually won a Courage license as well. I'm not 100% sure on his thing, but his games in the STPL have all been wins so far. He's been up against some pretty good players, so looking forward to seeing how he's going to do here as we go on to our weirdest map probably of the map pool. It's going to be Fantasy 2. Now this is a mix-up of 4 different maps. Starting off in the top right, you've got Nostalgia. Bottom right is Ride of the Valkyries. Bottom left is Gamer Go On, and top left is Legacy of Char. Now this is a pretty damn good map. We've had some really good games here so far. Terra versus Eriador doesn't have a duration, but it was one of the quickest games we've ever had in the STPL, as Eriador just died to a bunker rush. So whether or not we're going to see that here from Hero, I'm not too sure. So let's find out as we get into game number 3. It's Hero versus Pitbull. Okay, the game has started off, and down here in the bottom right hand corner we have a Pitbull fighting for Valhalla team. And Pitbull's opponent spawning up here in the top left hand position, fighting for Hero, no, fighting for SouL Gaming. It's Hero, aka Sexy. Now Lucky Noob also threw together like a very, very quick cheerful for this player. Obviously Lucky Noob, a big fan of Zergs. Now this is actually really frightening. I don't like this at all. I don't like this whatsoever in terms of it's actually kind of creepy for some reason. It's weirdly, oddly creepy, but it kind of looks cool. But Lucky Noob cheering for Pitbull in this game. Now it is going to be a ZVT. We did see a TBZ before. It went 20 minutes and it was really, really good. Shine did win. Now are Zerg going to continue their streak today, or are we going to have a Terran victory in today's STPL? It's going to be tough. Now while we get into the game, I just want to throw up this other cheerful that Lucky Noob made, which I've not shown off yet, but it's by far the best one he's made, and it is so, so good. Now we do have a gas opening coming in from Hero. He is going to wall off at his expansion, or he's going to wall off his main as well. But have a look at this. Look at how good this is. It's crazy. Oh, it doesn't play the whole thing. Oh no. Why doesn't it play the whole thing? Oh, it's broken. Okay, well, that doesn't work. We'll just pretend that never happened. I will link it instead, because it is very good. I guess it can't play GIFs that are that long, which is very strange. Oh no, that's the wrong one, that's why. I've saved the wrong one. I also opened the wrong one. Whatever, we're all good. Now, just to keep an eye on what's going on in the game, then I'll show it, because I really do want to show it off before the end of this game, just in case SouL win. Because putting up a cheerful for a team when they've already won is kind of a little bit disrespectful. But here we go, the drone does go down, and this is the best cheerful that we do have. It's so, so good. It's just so, so good. Look at that, flawless victory. Oh my goodness, Lucky Noob is so good at making cheerfuls. Now we've got Hero. Oh my god, the SCV on drone micro is actually really good there. Does get a couple of hits off. Thank you, Hero, for the resub. 33 months, man. Thank you so, so much. Looks like Hero was getting ready to put a little bit of pressure on with a Marine and an SCV. Doesn't manage to get too much done. But he is actually going to be mining out here. Now this is very good because it means if he goes for a Vulture, he can slip it through this gap here. And there is going to be nothing Hero has in place to defend against it. Now it is going to be a one base play here coming in from Hero because he is going for 2-port Wraith. Now 2-port Wraith is a very, very strong build. We've got Hero already going for a Hydralisk Den though, and that's exactly what you need. But even with Hydras, you can still die to 2-port Wraith. Now let's see how good Pitbull actually is. Yeah, the weird thing about the sub notifications and everything is even on oh my god, 2 Vultures coming in here, they get on top of the ramp, they kill. Oh man, they're killing so many drones. 2 drones going down already, another one going to go down as well. The Hydralisks are going to clean this up, but not before 4 drones die. And the Vulture gets in the main. The Hydralisks are not okay, so that one does get cleaned up. Oh, thank you, Green, for the 6-month resub, man. Basically, yeah, just it didn't even come up on Twitch that you subbed, so I didn't know about it. But the 2-port Wraith is being activated. Note that there isn't Cloak coming in just yet, which does make this a little bit weaker the longer the game goes on. But for now, given the fact there's no Spire, if he can micro around these Wraiths well enough, he is going to do a ton of damage. Now, does Pitbull know about the Wraiths yet? No, he doesn't. Looks like Hero going to utilize this position on the high ground, forcing away the drones. Hydras are going to come in to try and defend against this, but it's so hard to defend this position with so few Hydras. Now there is a Hydra in the main, which is going to help push this away, which is why Cloak is so unbelievably important. But by skipping Cloak, you actually get a lot more Wraiths a lot faster. Now Engineering Bay coming in as well, just getting ready for the possible Muteless switch. And is he just going to skip Cloak entirely? Yes, he is. He's just not even going to bother with Cloak this game. He is playing incredibly, incredibly risky here by skipping Cloak, but he knows there's no Spire, he knows there's no Scourge, and he knows, more importantly, there's no Muteless. So with good enough micro, look at this. He's just taking down the Hydras. He's going to be able to get this Overlord as well. And he's doing so much damage already. 4 Wraiths are enough to, I think, 3-shot Hydras. And 2-shot drones as well, which is just really, really strong. Now this is some really sexy Wraith micro. And when we get up to 6 Wraiths, that is when things are going to get a little bit more problematic here from Pitbull. Sexy still without a control tower here. Still picking off drones, still no Cloak. And oh my god, he even gets the drone getting ready to build an Evo chamber. Oh man, this is so bad for Pitbull right now. He's getting his drones one shot right now. There's so many drones have gone down in the making of this game so far. And Pitbull is doing a good job with his Hydras, but there's just so many Wraiths. He can't deal with them. Now, does lose the second Wraith, but remember, there's no control tower, so he's building constant Wraiths. And this means this harassment is going to continue on and on. So many drones have died here, and so much is happening here. It's crazy. But this is such a good position for Hero to be in. I mean, Pitbull, he's trying to drone up behind this. He didn't go for an Evo chamber earlier. He didn't go for a Spire. And this is where things start really, really hurting. Hydralisks are not the best. Now, it looks like we are going to have Pitbull going for a counterattack here. He does manage to get one of the Wraiths here, but there's a bunker on the high ground. There's no units to defend it. There's only a single SCV, but you're realistically never going to push in. Now we've got more and more kills coming in from these Wraiths. Another Wraith does go down. 2 other Wraiths go down, actually. That's actually a big deal here for Sexy. Or for Hero, sorry. I keep forgetting he's called Hero now, but his micro is so sexy, I just can't help it. Now another 2 Wraiths coming in here. Now this is definitely a problem for Hero, because getting a second base is going to be very difficult here. But Pitbull is so low on drones. that he knows there's going to be no way that Pitbull is going to be able to out-expand him anytime soon. So even though Pitbull is technically on 2 bases, like, this is such a good location for the Wraith to attack. You can already see that, I mean, Pitbull's getting ready to try and stop the Wraith getting down to him. The CC is up, and it is going to fly towards the natural. And interestingly, the Hydras are not in a position to stop this, so Hero's actually going to be able to expand for free here. Now, are we going to have Lurkers? Yes, we are. Now, this could actually be a big equalizer here. If he can get Lurkers on this high ground, I believe they should be in range of these units. But let's see if he's going to be able to go for those Lurkers. Obviously, now he's shown himself to the tanks as well. Now, he is going to get away with all of his Hydras, which isn't the worst thing in the world. But the Wraith count is still going up. He finally has Cloak coming in. And when Cloak comes in, I mean, it's still only 6 Wraiths. But how does Pitbull defend against this? Looks like he's doing a pretty good job so far, really turning the tide here in this game by pushing forward with those Hydras. And Hero's actually not going to be able to find any more damage, it looks like. Now we are in a position where we can 2-shot Hydras here for Hero, and that means all the Hydras in the natural have been cleaned up. Another 2 drones, 3 drones. Only 3 drones going down there. That's not the worst situation to be in. It definitely could be a lot worse than that. But Hero, he's got his second gas up. We're going to continue to see more Wraiths coming in. No bio upgrades either, so he is just all-inning here on those Wraiths. Wants to end the game with the unit that's done enough damage so far. And I mean, Pitbull is just kind of playing catch-up here. The game isn't over. He has managed to stabilize. His drone count is actually quite strong now, and he is going in to some spore colonies finally. And he's actually making his way up to Hive. Now this is a risky play. It's a lot of gas that you're not spending on other things. But if he can get into Hive, if he can somehow manage to get to a 3rd gas, Hero's unit competition is not good right now. He's got tanks and Wraiths. Tanks and Wraiths are good to defend. They're good to harass. But they're not good at late game play. You need vessels, you need a lot of bio, or you need a lot of mech. So he is going to be going into 3 factories behind this, going into mech play. But that means Hero is going to be quite slow. Hero's not going to be able to push forward as quickly as he wants to. And this is going to give Pitbull ample time to get Defilers and to really get the units he needs to try and hold on here, I think. Oh, but this is the problem. As soon as the Overlord goes down, there's no spore in the main. The Wraiths are getting... Oh my god, they're going to get so many Overlords! 1! Not the second one. Okay. But, okay, this is one thing I want to point out. I want to point out that as soon as he was out of range of anything that could attack him, he decloaked. The amount of times I see foreign Terran players go for Wraiths, and including me when I do it, and they just do not decloak. It's not good. You need to decloak immediately. And even cloak there, for, like, to be honest, that was probably a waste. But he's going to get another couple of drones. How did that drone not die? Okay, so he's not decloaking here, which is probably a bit of a mistake, but he's at the position with his Wraith energy that if he decloaks, he can't recloak again, so... Now 3 drones going down in the main. Could be 4. Somehow, is there only 5 Wraiths here? No, there's 8 Wraiths. How are they not one-shotting the drones? Oh, man. Now we've got a Nidus Canal coming up here in the top right. We technically don't have Hero scouting for that base. He is looking at the other main, but nowhere else. Now the factory count going up to 4 now means he is going to get a ton of tanks here, and he knows he's mostly against Hydralisks. So all of a sudden this Wraith tank force is actually pretty strong. But with no vessels, does he even have scan? Yeah, scans are only just coming in now. Now the first scan has gone down. He scans in front of his army. He knows... Well, he doesn't know about the Lurkers. But this is going to be a dead gas. The Defilers are up. The Defiler mound is actually in the natural expansion, though. And because it's here, the tanks are going to be able to focus it down. Consume is done. He's consuming Overlords because he literally doesn't have anything else. But look at this. Lurker under the swarm. Those 8 tanks, they have to turn around. 7 tanks. I can't count, but they have to turn around. But the issue is, the Defiler Mound is going to go down. The Wraiths are going to be able to kill the Defilers as well. And Pitbull is likely still going to fall in this game. But if he can get some units out through the Nidus, maybe something can happen here. But look at the target fire by these Wraiths using this Mineral Ball as well. So strong by Sexy here. All of the Overlords are going to go down. Pitbull is going to find himself in an unrecoverable position here. The Wraiths are starting to go down because it is Hydra's under Swarm against Wraiths. Definitely not what you want to be fighting. But basically, look at the tank count, look at the positioning, and Hero is going for a 3rd gas as well. This game is all but done. The Spore Colony is going to go down as well. The Defilers, I mean, there's more Defilers than attacking units here for Pitbull, and that's when you know things are going to cause a problem. Now, if he had a Spire, maybe with a big Muta switch he could come back here because there's barely any anti-air left, but the trouble is he just does not have the money to do it. 3rd base, the gas isn't even mining, and this is pretty much going to be game over. The tank's going to push forward with Scan, going to kill both. Oh, he does save one of the Lurkers, but he's not even going to be able to hold on to the hatchery here, and that's just the way the cookie crumbles. I just don't see a way out of this for Pitbull. I mean, Pitbull is trying to valiantly hold on here, but Hero is in such a strong position. The Nidus Canal goes down as well. There's 3 Defilers here that cannot do anything. They cannot defend the hatchery. They cannot defend the drones. They cannot do anything to the Wraiths either. And GG, Pitbull taps out. Hero takes game number 3. So we're going to go for a quick break, and when we get back, we'll go into game number 4. It'll be the final game in the series. Looks like Hero stayed in for a little bit of a victory lap here just to kill everything. He must have felt pretty good about this game. He destroyed him with Wraiths, and overall it was just a really sick game.
And people like Kix, for example, who has an encyclopedic knowledge of every map that's ever been released on StarCraft. And
he's a map man! Skibidi on did it. Skibidi on did it. Skibidi on did it. He's a map man! Ba-da-ba-da-ba-dee-da-ba-ba-da-bo. Ba-ba-ba-da-bo. Bee-da-ba-ba-da-bo. Ba-ba-ba-da-bo. Everybody plays one way or the other, so check out my message to you. As a matter of fact, I don't let nothing hold you back. If Kix can do it, so can you. Gooba-dooba-dooba-dee-da-ba-ba-da-bo. Ba-ba-ba-da-bo.
Please don't listen to him for maps.
yeah.
Okay guys, welcome back. We're going to be heading into game number 4, our final game of this evening. And starting us off here for Valhalla team is going to be Cross, one of their original members from when they joined the STPL, a really strong South Korean Zerg player. And just, I think he lived in Canada for a bit. I don't know where he is now, but I know he plays in the BSL. He's always done pretty well there as well. I think he's like Canadian, Korean, half nationality or something. I don't really know. But overall, a really strong player. But the problem is, his opponent, SouL, are not holding back in this series. It's going to be the one, the only, it's Soma, one of the best Zerg players in the world right now. One of the top 2 round of 4 finisher in ASL Season 9, only losing out to last in the semi-finals. Not last, Light. Light versus Soma. No, wait. Did Soma lose to... Soma beat Flash. Wait. Zero beat Flash. Then Soma lost to Flash in the 3rd, 4th place match, didn't he? And he lost to Light, which is why he was in the 3rd, 4th place match. Either way, Soma, an incredibly good Zerg player. One of the best Zerg players at the moment. And it's really going to be cool here. Now, it is going to be a ZVZ, which makes me feel it's going to be a relatively quick game. But the map we are heading into, if you've not seen it before, it's Core Breach, very similar to Inner Coven, and that's because it's made by Freakling. It's the updated version of Inner Coven. It looks absolutely beautiful, and so far the ZVZs we've had here have just been really, really weird. So I wonder if we'll have a little bit of a longer game. Maybe we'll have a Korean Hive ZVZ. I'm not too sure. I doubt it. I don't want to get anyone's hopes up, but genuinely, I really hope we see a Hive ZVZ. And let's get into game number 4. It is the one and only Soma versus the one and only Cross. Okay, starting us off in the 9 o'clock position over here in the blue is going to be Cross fighting for Valhalla team. And his opponent spawning up here in the top right hand corner as our yellow Zerg player, it's Soma. Now, just while we get into this game, I just want to say a massive thank you to our sponsors once again, Matrino, Liquipedia, and Esport Fund, all of them contributing a lot to the STPL in different ways. Currently, our prize pool sits at $1,400 of our $2,000 prize pool goal. If we can make it to $2,000, we are going to be in a good spot. So if you can help out in any way, even if it's just using the code STPLS3, do so here, and that will help us make our goal a little bit easier. But when we're looking here, we've got a gas trick going into a 9 pool for Soma. We have a similar build, but a slightly faster pool and a slightly faster gas here for Cross. Yeah, so Cross this buildings are ever so slightly faster, but he is actually 1 drone behind. Although I guess now they've evened up. Now, both players, given the fact they are doing very similar builds, means we're probably not going to see anything too crazy here. It's probably going to be 1 hatch lair from both of them. Going for speedlings in this situation isn't very good. Looks like we do have both players going for lair now. The reason why speedlings aren't very good, you have the stasis cells here, which are both stacked, which take forever to get through. And you also have these disruption webs around the edge of the map, which makes it very difficult to push with lings as well. Now, ZVZ, always been one of my less favorite matchups. Since I started doing STPL, though, I've come to appreciate it a lot more. But back in the day, like, the way I used to view ZVZ is you blink and you miss it. I mean, that is still technically the case now, but we have had some really, really weird ZVZs. And ZVZ, I think, more so than any other matchup in this game, is very much like a best of 1 killer. Like, in a best of 1 in a ZVZ, anybody can win. Obviously, if both players can get to muteless, usually the player with better muter control will win. But if you have better positioning, if you can come in at the right time and snipe all their drones, you're actually in a good spot. So odds are that Soma is definitely the favorite in this game, given the fact he's like the #2 Zerg in the world right now, but Cross still has a shot here. Both of them completely even, pretty much on gas count. Cross actually a little bit ahead on gas. Both of them on the same number of drones. And Cross actually snuck an extra drone in, so they're not on the same number. Cross actually got an economy advantage. Now the one problem Cross may have is he is expanding to the gas closer to his opponent, whereas Soma is expanded already and further away, so that's a little bit unfortunate, but this is also off-center, I believe. I don't think this is on point. No, it must be. This must be on point. This is... Ah. Yeah, there was an overlord here, that's on point. Now Spires are going to be finishing up for both players. What are we going to see? Looks like Soma going immediately into a ton of Mutalisks with no Scourge, whereas Cross is going into a ton of Mutalisks, but he doesn't have the extra lava. He does have the 3 sets of gas ready, but with the lava being a little bit later, it means that Soma is actually going to have the Mutalisk advantage. Now Soma did actually see this base as well.
Coop.
Thank you, Proletariat Green, for the 2-month resub. So you didn't sub for 6 months. Was that a different person? I can't remember. Now Soma already getting a better end of this engagement. Getting a lot of damage done to this Mutalisk means this game is pretty much all but done. Oh my god, even the Scourge connections are so strong, and Soma has just absolutely annihilated his way through this game. That is one-sided. As one-sided as an air battle can go. He had more Mutalisks, he got the moving shot, and that's all it takes to win a ZVZ. Okay, so that is the end of the series. SouL Gaming do pick up the 4-0 victory. Even with an incredibly strong roster, it's going to be difficult to take down SouL, and VT proves that today. Now, let's have a look at the results. Was one of our quicker casts, but to be honest, it's so warm, I'm kind of glad in a way. We had some amazing games as well. Bishop versus Shine was fantastic. Really nice long macro game TVZ. Mighty versus Yangachi, we once again...
Coop.
Thank you, FakeFin, for the 6-month resub. Means a lot, man. But Mighty versus Yangachi was another example of going for DTs, failing, and getting pushed with a Reaver behind. Hero versus Pitbull was also amazing, but Hero showing off some sexy micro, excuse the pun, with his race and absolutely annihilating Pitbull, who is one of the best Zerg players in Korea. And Soma taking down Cross in a very one-sided CVZ. Essentially, everything that could have gone wrong went wrong there for Cross. They both had the same number of drones. But then his units got caught out of position. He lost a lot of Mutalisks to moving shot. And when that happens, it's pretty much game over. Now, that is going to be the end of us for today. We did have a bit of a shorter day again today, but we do have 2 series coming up on Friday. It's going to be IRK versus Ash and Net Wars versus Bull. We've got some good matchups in there. And we've got the return of the Ghost King and the Polish Powerhouse, as well as I guess I'd call Yeti the king of best of one. That's going to be my thing for him. Mr. Bombastic himself as well with Net Wars. We've also got Hit 'em Up playing too, so Logan, we're going to see that really cool cheerful again, because I'm going to show that every time you play. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you to our sponsors, Matrino, Liquipedia, and Esport Fund. And of course, thank you to all of our players and captains. There are a few weird things that happened this week with the games and whatnot, but all the captains and all the players got all their games played for me. And really, they are the true heroes of the STPL, because without them, I would have no possible games to cast, so they give me something to do. Hit him up, I'm not going to show it every time, it's fine. I'll let you off. Just give Lucky Noob a better picture, and then you'll have a really handsome one, instead of the one where you're like super, super drunk. Oh man. I'm going to find someone to host while bringing up the patron break at the end. Thank you once again as well to our patrons. We've got a lot of really, what's the word in English? generous, really generous people, and that's pretty damn cool. They're really, really cool. You'll see the names at the end, and I'll see you guys then.